welcome you here tonight to a joyous occasion, swearing in 3 council individuals, Roger McLean, Jeff Glader, and Candida Atha. And one of our council people is departing, Joe Davis, and Mike, you said Joe probably will be coming, we hope so.
I thought he was.
We hope so. So I call this meeting to order at 6:04 p.m. on Monday, January 4th. At this time, I'd like to invite the pastor of the Episcopal Church of the Mediator, Mariah Shelfegg, to come up to do an invocation. Welcome. You've been here before, and we're always glad to see you. So if everyone would please rise, bow your heads.
As we gather this evening, let us take a moment of silence to remember 5-year-old Jaleel Vega Batista, who died this weekend, as well as his family and all who helped search for him. And now let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we begin a new year with heavy hearts, but also with great hopes, especially as we swear in the new city council members. We give you grateful thanks for the renewal that is going on in Allentown, and we ask that you give city council wisdom and discernment to guide this city in a time of opportunity and growth. As they watch new buildings rise in Center City, may they not forget the needs of those who have no building to call home, and work to make this renewal encompass all who live and work here. We thank you for the diversity of this city, with people of many different races, ethnic identities, religions, economic situations, and lifestyles. Make City Council responsive to the needs of our diverse city, but not reactive, that they may help us grow as a community that cares for one another. Give them integrity and transparency in their decision-making as they work together with the mayor and other city officials, the police department, the school district, business and civic leaders, and all citizens to make our city a place of justice, health, community, and opportunity for everyone. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
And if you would remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Pastor.
I'm afraid I have to run because I have to go run the PTSA meeting at Mountain High School.
Oh, good luck. Get those scores up. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you very much. Again, it's my pleasure to preside over this swearing-in organizational meeting. At this time, we'll have the Honorable Judge Carol McKinley, who I haven't seen in years, and welcome Carol to our chambers.
Thank you.
And at this time, she will swear in Roger McLean. So if you want to come up to the podium in front of us and do what you have to do.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Roger J. McLean.
I, Roger J. McLean.
Do solemnly swear
That I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
of
my office of councilperson of the City of Allentown with fidelity. Congratulations.
Take your seat. You'll be giving remarks in a short time. So let's see, Mr. McLean, you're right there. Welcome.
The hardest part.
Welcome. At this time, we will have a former council member and council president and a very good friend, the Honorable District Magistrate Michael D'Amore. Michael? Where's Michael? Oh, there he is. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And you will be swearing in Mr. Jeff Glazier.
Okay, please repeat after me. I, Jeff Glazier,
I, Jeff Glazier,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
Constitution of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office of councilperson
of my office of councilperson
of the City of Allentown
of the City of Allentown
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
And Honorable Michael Demore, please stay there, and Ms. Candida Atha, please come up.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Candida Atha,
I, Candida Atha,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office of councilperson
in the office of councilperson
of the City of Allentown
of the City of Allentown
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
You're walking away.
Yes,
absolutely.
I've got the cheap seats anymore.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Here's your seat. Okay, thank you very much. At this time, we will ask in order for the new incoming council people, and obviously Jeff has been here before, he was elected. Mr. McLean, remarks, comments, issues, concerns? Not now. Just
Want me to go through all of them?
No, Roger, welcome to City Council.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. It's actually going to be different for me. What was different was retiring from the police department, and then come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was like, what am I going to do now for the rest of the day? Because I was always working with the police department. So this will certainly fill that void. But I want to recognize a couple of people that are here. Besides the, I mean, I won't get everybody, I know that, but I got a new family here. My girlfriend Lori, who's sitting right there in front, her daughter Maddie.
Give a little wave so we know.
Yeah, come on. And I have to, 3 of my children who, for most of my career, I wasn't home a lot of times, you know, I was working and whatnot, but my youngest daughter, Alyssa, is a little wave like the president said. My oldest daughter, Abigail, who's in the middle, and my middle daughter, Jessica, and her boyfriend, Brendan, sitting over there. So I'd like to recognize those. And of course, we all know Jody Annabelle up front here, retired superintendent of the communications center. But again, for all those who voted for me, all those who put their faith and trust in me, I certainly hope I'll work to not let you down. Thank you.
Mr. Glazier.
Thank you, Mr. President. This begins my 15th year of public service in the City of Allentown, 12 on the school board, and a little bit over 2 here on City Council so far. I am looking forward to a very productive 4 more years with what I consider to be a very talented group of people that I have the honor of serving with, and also a very talented administration. And everyone has a goal to make Allentown a better place to live and to do business. I'm also honored this evening that my folks were able to come down and see me get sworn in, and my wife and my youngest son, and also some very good friends who I've had the pleasure to serve with previously and who have supported me in my various endeavors. So thank you all for coming, and to my friends on the dais, I look forward to a productive 4 years with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Glazier. Ms. Atha, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, thank you, Mr. You turn your microphone on. I forgot to on. I've had a lot of special moments in my life, but this has to be my proudest. This is why I wanted my family and my friends to share it with me. Kim, who has been by my side for 25 years, Celeste, who was my campaign manager, who worked very hard for me and at times found it necessary to give me pep talks. I would have loved to invited all the people that voted for me, all 4,720. But since that isn't possible, I did invite representatives from our community that helped me get elected. From the LBGT community, Adrian Shanker, Trish Sullivan, Liz Bradbury. From the African American, he just walked in, Mr. Scott, representative from the African American community, and from the arts and theater community, Joanne Bassett. Also from our police department, I have, now you have to wait, guys, when you're going to do this, Captain Dorney and Detective Becky. I believe we truly, our police department is the finest. All these people helped me get voted. And for all of you that voted for me, I just want you to know that I will work very hard. I will be conscientious and do my best to work with honesty and integrity. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Again, welcome Roger, Jeff, and Candida. To my far right is our Assistant Solicitor, Juan Camacho, serving tonight. In the middle here is Mr. Julio Garidi, current Vice President of Allentown City Council, and to my immediate right is Dal Hendricks, a member of Allentown City Council. Joe Davis is not here tonight. He's an outgoing council member. I will make a few brief remarks on Joe. Joe is a very dedicated, hardworking council person. And if Joe was here, I would say to Joe and to my colleagues and people in the audience, never mistake Joe's quietness for him not understanding the issue. Joe was very quiet, but he did all his homework, the north, the south, the east, the west, of every angle. He was our chairperson of Public Works. When we had an easement or something, or a street vacation, he would go out and check everything out. So I say, Joe was very quiet, but Joe not only, he walked the walk and he talked the talk. He was a very, very great colleague on City Council, and Joe will be missed. I don't know if Julio would want to say anything, or Dal, about Joe, because we've served with Joe for many years.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I second what you just said about Joe. He has been a friend and also a great colleague, knows the issues, knows the city, cares about the people, and he certainly did his homework to prepare for City Council. He's a man of integrity and a man of honor, and he'll be missed.
Thank you, Ms. Greedy. Mr. Hendricks?
Thank you, Mr. President. I too had the pleasure of sitting alongside of Joe Davis for his time on council here, and he was very thorough in everything he did. I'm really going to miss him. He was very hardworking. I had the pleasure of working with him, putting up the playground, the new playground up at Jordan Park, and he was always involved with the community. He will be missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hendricks. All right, at this time, Mr. Hanlon and our Assistant Solicitor give us a little help on the election of President and Vice President. We do not need any nominations because I think we only have one individual interest in President and one individual interest in Vice President. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we are, so why don't you do the presidency first?
Okay, there was a petition for the presidency from Mr. O'Connell, and we'll take a vote on the election of the president first. Mr. O'Connell. Ms. Alpha.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Glazer.
Yes.
Mr. Garidi.
Yes.
Mr. Hendricks.
Yes.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
And Mr. O'Connell.
Yes.
President, 6 yeas and no nays.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll give my remarks in a few minutes, but I'm honored to be elected president for the second year in a row. And I thank all of you, and I'll make some very brief comments very shortly. Vice President.
And for the vice presidency, actually, it ended up only one petition was left submitted today, so we'll take a vote on that. And that is for Mr. Hendricks for vice president. Mr. Glazer.
Yes.
Mr. Greedy.
Yes.
Mr. Hendricks.
Yes.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell.
Yes.
Ms. Alpha.
Yes.
President, 6 yeas and no nays.
Okay, congratulations, Darrell.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I like with other comments.
Yeah, no, go ahead, you make your comments first.
Okay.
And
First and foremost, I want to thank my colleagues on council for their support, and I would promise that I will do my best to fulfill those duties. I look forward to working with Candida. I've known her for a long time in my years on the police department. Much like Jeff Glazier, I have to say I've spent almost 40 years now as a public servant, and I want to continue doing that to the best of my ability. I've spent most of that time working with Roger McLean, who has a few more years than I did on the police department. So it's kind of like
Deja vu.
deja vu all over again, yeah. And again, I've lived in the city of Allentown my entire life. I have, my children live here. I now have 3 grandchildren, one of whom was just born today. They live very close to me. They're also citizens of this city, so I'm going to do the best I can to represent the people, and especially the police department, which to me is the #1 priority here in the city. The #1 priority we have is public service. I want to acknowledge that I know most of the people here and worked with them or been involved throughout my career, and I respect, and again, I thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. Again, I'm honored and humbled by my colleagues. This will be my 2nd year as a president. I would be remiss if I wouldn't thank Mr. Greedy. Mr. Greedy, I believe you're in your 4th term on City Council, or 3rd? He's in his 4th term in City Council, the longest City Council member on the dais. I believe you're in your probably 14th year, am I correct?
Correct.
14th year. Served as president of City Council, and has served this past year as vice president of City Council. So I would be remiss if I wouldn't thank you for what you've taught me over the years. Some good stuff, some not so good stuff. I'm only kidding. But your service is to be commended. I appreciate that. And I welcome my colleague, who is the newest vice president of Allentown City Council. I've known Darrell over the years. I was a school district administrator for many years, and Darrell and I had some conversations of the city and the school district and the police department for many years. But again, I'm very honored to be elected for the 2nd time. Nobody else ran, so I guess it was maybe by default, but it doesn't really matter. We have a great city. We're on the move. I mean, it's not just buildings. Buildings don't make a city. People make a city. Okay, so we got great buildings, but we got great people. We got great people, and I want to give my congratulations and commendations to the first responders. The pastor stated it, that little boy, your heart breaks, But our first responders, the best of Allentown came out over this past weekend. It was a sorry, sad ending. Our prayers and thoughts are with the family. No one ever gets over the loss of a child. No one. Breaks your heart, okay? Breaks your heart. But as we move forth, I look forward to another good year. I mean, we had some bumpy spots along the road this year. We had some challenges. Our council is we had a very strong council. We will continue to have a very strong council. Much respect for Mr. Glazier over the years when I worked for the school district, and Mr. Glazier was on the school board, showed great leadership in the Allentown School District. Miss Atha, community-minded, community-based, business person in the city for a long time, very well respected, going to be a great addition to City Council. Mr. McLean, former chief of police. I mean, if we get in trouble, here he is, we'll make 1 or 2 phone calls. Okay, no, I'm only kidding. But I've known Roger for a long time. Roger is extremely well respected in this town. #1 vote getter, I believe, right? Did a fantastic job.
I hope you're not gonna ask me how many you like.
You probably know, you just don't want to say. But I think we have a very strong council. We have to stick together on council. It's very fair for us to agree to disagree, but we move forward. But you move forward and you vote for the best interest of the city of Allentown. That's what you have to do. You got to vote your heart, your head, for the best interest of the city of Allentown. And I think we're all committed to that. And I thank everybody for that. I also would be very remiss of 2 people in the in the city council office who really make our job more pleasurable. Okay, I never want to mix the words easy and pleasurable. They make it more pleasurable. They're in contact with us on a daily basis, and that's Mr. Mike Hanlon. He's our chief clerk. Michael's all the way to my right. And Ms. Tawana Whitehead back there. Please stand, Tawana. She's the deputy. If we have a communication, Mike's on the phone. Tawana, I think I talked to Tawana 4 times a day. Am I right? So, but they make our job more pleasurable, and they've been here a long time, and we thank you for doing that. At this time, I would like to introduce, it needs no introduction, and that would be the Honorable Mayor Ed Pawlowski, who has some remarks. Mayor, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening. It's an honor for me to be here this evening. I'd like to welcome back our returning member, Mr. Glazier. Welcome back. Our 2 new members, Ms. Haffa and Mr. McLean. Welcome. It's always exciting when you get to see a colleague like former Police Chief McLean and a friend like Ms. Haffa move into new roles of responsibility, and I want to welcome you personally. I look forward to building new relationships as we move forward with UN City Council. I also want to welcome our returning president, Mr. O'Connell, and our new vice president, Mr. Hendricks. Congratulations. To all City Council members, I'm looking forward to working with you individually and collectively during this coming term. I want you to know that my door is always open, and I look forward to working with you together as we move forward, Allentown forward. Now that the election process is over, and we're no longer counting ballots, and we start counting the things that actually unite us, the causes that we believe in, those that will achieve a brighter future for the city that we all love so much, and the challenges that we will tackle together for the betterment of our community. We may not always agree on how that should be done, but we do agree on the basic premise of making Allentown a better place to live for our residents, a better place to work and to do business, and a better place to play for those who visit our city. Today, because of a lot of collective hard work, because of our collective sacrifice, our tenacity, our resilience, Allentown, as you all know, is transforming. And like every urban center in America, we have our share of challenges, but any fair analysis will show that we have made tremendous progress on many fronts and are firmly on our way to rebuilding our city. Together, we have changed those challenges into opportunities. We've laid a solid footing on which we will continue to build our future. Do we still have a ways to go? Absolutely, yes. Will we have setbacks in this rebuilding process? Yes. But working together, we will continue to rebuild our economy and set a new foundation for our city's future. But this future won't happen, I believe, without a fight. Allentown, like other cities across the Commonwealth and country, is not immune to national and even global realities that are facing a lot of cities across this state and across the country. It is not the ferocity of the storm, but the strength of the people, as you have so aptly put, Mr. President, that determines our destinies. And here in Allentown, we have a mighty strong people. This is what makes me believe that Allentown's future is extremely bright. The trends are all going in the right direction, but we can do more. We must do more. In fact, I believe we will do more. When we work together as partners, we weave a fabric of the city together. And as we draw that fabric closer, we feel the warmth of that human connection that will help us lead our city to even greater heights. So I wish you best of luck in your new positions, and I thank you personally for your service to our city.
I appreciate those comments. At this time, if there was no other business, I adjourn this meeting. Have a good evening.
That was simple and quick.